Hi everyone, how are you doing? So we are here with Stephanie. No, Stephanie. Stefan. Stefan is from Sofia, Bulgaria, and he is a venture capitalist. And in his current job, and he used to be a mobile evangelist, Mobile Monday guy, and I'm happy to see him again. And we will ask him more questions about the history of Sofia and Bulgaria and so we will make it more professional.
Good.
And these are nice red stuff, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Okay, so Stefan, tell us more about the history of Bulgaria. I was reading that it's the people have been living here for like 6,000 minus BC.
Yeah. It's actually you're actually in one of the oldest capitals or like the oldest countries in Europe. I think like a month or 2 months ago, some archaeologists discovered a new village that was existing somewhere in the midlands of Bulgaria. Was existing like 6,000 years ago. And also, by the way, a lot of people don't know, but like the oldest gold, like gold that was like handcrafted, manufactured by people,
Jewelry.
like gold jewelry and gold objects, was actually also found in Bulgaria, and it's like 4.5 thousand years old. And a lot of people think about Bulgaria being close to Greece, that like Bulgaria was part of like the ancient Greek empire or anything, but actually Bulgaria had its own history and its own cities and its own population. And there are some quite exciting things that you can find in the archaeological museums, and if you want to read more, there is stuff on the internet about it.
I don't think me and my friends like to read anymore.
A lot of people actually don't know that much about it, but it's actually it's an exciting country. And the old Bulgarians arrived in Bulgaria in the age of 81 after Jesus Christ. They arrived in the current lands of Bulgaria, and they mixed with the local population. And actually, the ancient Bulgarians are people that came somewhere, from. They went all over the world, from China through Pakistan, and at one moment they arrived here.
So how you said that you have 10% population is Muslims? That's huge.
Yeah. We had nice visitors for 500 years. It's the Turkish Empire who occupied us. So between 13th and 19th century, actually, Bulgaria is part of the Ottoman Empire. So there was a lot of Turks or Muslimized Bulgarians that were actually that actually stayed after the Turkish Empire left. And so even today we have, if you walk around in the small villages in Rhodope Mountains, you can see some villages still very, very typical villages, a bit like in Bosnia, for example, or places like that, where actually you feel more like being somewhere in the Middle East rather than in Bulgaria. And at the same time, you walk in the Sofia center, and it's probably not as beautiful as Paris or London, but it's a very, very nice, pretty beautiful European capital.
And what else was I asking? But while the Ottomans were conquering Bulgaria, they did not force people to become Muslims or anything.
Yeah. I think in the beginning there were some things like this. Then I think little by little, in the later ages, like 17th, 18th century, the Ottoman Empire itself became a bit more normal, and also they started giving more rights to the people in the lands that they were occupying. So actually, the Bulgarian Renaissance, the Italian Renaissance started 300 years before the Bulgarian Renaissance. That started actually sometimes in the beginning or in the middle of the 18th century, where, for example, you can go to beautiful cities of Koprivnica or Plovdiv, and you can see like amazing, nice houses of those people that were actually, the guys that were like leading and building the Bulgarian, cultural and trade elite.
Cool.
But then actually, after the Turks left, actually we had very, very good development. And at one moment, Bulgaria was, I mean, probably like in the top 5 or top 7 of the most developed industrial countries in Europe. But then we were, in a bad luck again because our friends from Russia arrived and stayed here for 50 years and did the communism and fucked up everything here. So Sofia, as you see it right now, is actually rebuilding. Sofia is like regenerating reincarnation of Sofia for the last few years. I mean, the streets are finally beautiful again. The houses are renovated. There's some new. There's metro now. There are a lot of people coming. So just for 20 years, Sofia doubled its population. So now it's around 2 million.
And what are the 4 things that people really don't know about Bulgaria, which they should know?
There are a lot of things. I mean, the first...
Just keep it to 4. I know there's a gazillion, so...
there's, of course, a lot of...
There's this guy.
There's this guy. So there you see, there's a French guy from Paris that prefers to live in Sofia in Bulgaria. So
I'm not the only one, yeah.
He's not the only one. So there are a lot of there's a lot of advantages to be in Sofia. Actually, Sofia is one of the last. In the same time here, it's a capital of the country in the European Union, and in the same time, you can live a decent life without too much of attention and without spending too much money, and actually you can have a very, very cool and balanced life here. So this, of course, it's advantage number 1, but also you can go all over the country and travel and see some beautiful mountains, some landscapes, visit some really amazing places, and not a lot of people know about it. And by the way, Bulgaria is also with the lowest tax in the European Union. So if you want to start business in Europe, actually the best place to do it is from Bulgaria. And actually we are an entry point for a lot of businesses from the Middle East and even from China. A lot of Chinese businesses actually started their expansion to Europe through Bulgaria.
Yeah, because there's a new scheme that invites foreigners. The geographical location is amazing too. If you consider the fact that it's actually still in Europe, it's the furthest away from what Europe is one of the borders. It gives it access to many different places. The actual détroit de machin chose, the actual connection from a lot of shipments come from China, very close to actually the Black Sea. And that also brings like another added value. That's why the Chinese are moving in on the sea, because they actually have a direct access and they're also able to get papers by investing more than €500,000 or something like this in Bulgaria. I think there's a scheme like this, which is targeting foreigners. And they've also just opened another system, which is blue cards.
Yeah, the blue cards
for IT foreigners, which is very important because that just was 3-6 months ago, and it's now allowing any IT specialist to actually move into Bulgaria very easily. Simplification of the documentation, which before that was very complex. It takes weeks, months, and a lot of money. And that's also really going to help the ecosystem.
And now, how is it easy to? What is the blue card procedure?
But it's actually you just request a permit, and if you have a job which is saying that you're earning more than I think it's 1,500 leva, or I don't remember per month.
And you're in a given industry, like I'm a software developer, or I'm doing this or that
related to IT.
To IT, basically they give the papers immediately.
Residency card.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. That's easy.
And actually, this is going to help our startup ecosystem as well, because there has been a lot of Bulgarian startups, but also like Serbian startups that came to Sofia State here, got funding here. Our fund invested in Romanian startups, in Croatian startups, even in Slovenian startups. We have one Ukrainian startup, so little by little, with our fund launch hub and with our ecosystem here, and with Thibaut's co-working space, we're actually building something in Sofia, which is hopefully going to grow and be more and more important on a pan-European level.
I mean, we both lived in France for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I think that when you taste a growing economy, an emerging economy like Bulgaria, where things are going so fast, we just don't go to the street for 2 weeks and you walk in and there's a new building, there's something new. You can't.
Never happens in Paris.
No, you just can't go back. I mean, it's the excitement, the feeling that you can build anything so rapidly, just exhilarating, and so it doesn't allow you to go back to a more mature economy. You just want to be there, excited, things are moving. It's crazy what the ecosystem has changed from a mostly like a subcontracting culture where there was like a lot of outsourcing for very big American IT companies. When Launchpad 11 entered the market, it changed everything because it suddenly created the first breed of founders which actually learned from nothing and discovered how to build a startup and everything. There were some failures, but there's also very interesting successes. But what's exciting is that the ones that failed, they've learned, and the ones that succeeded, they're starting to mentor. And so this ecosystem is growing into something bourgeoning, and I think burgeoning. And sometimes I'm making Van Damme kind of things. And yes, from this stage, it's more and more exciting. I mean, and it is a very strong community where everybody helps each other. And the co-working, for example, we've not created a community, we just put it together. It was there. It's just a question of putting people together and it happens automatically. And that's probably the key. It's actually, we want to help each other, we want to share because we all believe in Sofia and we all believe in Bulgaria very strongly.
The coolest thing about the co-working is that you got this pink chair right over there. So
that one just arrived today.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for this small little live video thingy.
Good.
And I hope the guys who are tuned in, I will try to get some more questions of him if they have time and tune in.